Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to our poet, how about Shem Shai, Washem Kakarash, Kal Halalem, how about Shem Shai, Washem Kakarash. That's in Asian Hebrew, saying all praises to Yahweh in the name of Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Yahweh is the correct name for the God of the Bible, for the world. You want to call it Jehovah, or God, or Yahweh. The Son's true name in Hebrew is Shai, for the world. You want to call Jesus Christ. The true name for the God of the Bible in the Hebrew is Yahweh. His Son's true name in the Hebrew is Shai. I want to give the honors unto our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And Shalom to all brothers and out there pushing spreading, serious and in short. To all that believe in this gospel, Shalom. Alright, this lesson. I'm not exactly sure I'm going to name it as yet. But it's somewhat along the line, up in this conversation or this individual, and it's like understanding why people do things. You don't necessarily blame them. Yeah, them do things here, but there's a reason behind it. A greater reason. And I grew up in a fucked up society where it's that light is placed as darkness and darkness as light. And well, for example, me personally grew up in Christianity, in the church, and I was told that that's the right thing, the thing to do if you want to serve God and be right. Me ain't know better. Parents them come to the same thing. But now that most of about Shem Shai brought me to understanding, me can look now, it's like I'm out of the matrix. I said, oh shit. And looking at other persons in the matrix, they are deceived, as it's written, for a gospel be hid, it is hid. Let's get that real quick. Use this and get it. I think it's 2 Corinthians 4 and 3. Yeah, 2 Corinthians 4 verse 3. It says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahushai, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine upon them. So, Most High blind them, through ultimately, the Most High actually do it, which we have that great understanding. But the God of this world, him was the God of this world, the so-called white man with him TV, him witchcraft, growing up. What's supposed to be our education is written, train up a child in the way he should grow, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. In our early age of education, things will be beneficial for us, so we're not going to so easily let go. We're taught these lies. We're taught that a woman and a man is equal. Men supposed to look at women as these flowers and tender, while women get liberty to get abroad, destroying themselves. God love you, come as you are. The laws them done away with. Basically do as thou will. That was madness. And that do as thou will vibration, has caused a lot of degeneracy. It's a word, basically caused a lot of the people to be degenerated, fall from an sexual equality, which go back to the scripture, the morals of the scriptures. When it makes it your Christianity, it's a do as thou will. For the most part, I say do as thou will. Do as much evil as thou will vibration. That's what Christianity push. But when it comes on to righteousness, them shun it. A woman was taught that a man supposed to only have one wife. Which the whole Bible teach something different. And a man was told that hey, he was supposed to have one wife too. So if him have another woman, a cheat, him a cheat. and that madness there. One woman get highly emotional, oh, he cheated on me. But I saw them grow, no better. They were cultivated that way. But coming to this truth, I have to put off the whole man. We have to unlearn everything that we learn, and it's not an easy it's not an easy thing to do. If you know, say everything we brought upon was a lie. We're taught a lie. Our whole life is a lie. Our whole existence is a lie. We're taught that we are Africans, or black people, or Jamaicans, West Indians, African Americans, Indians, Native Americans, all those bullshit. In reality, we the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Hispanic and Latinos, we are the true biblical Israelites according to the scriptures. We have a nationality, an heritage, but we were lied to, and we have to put off all the thought, the learnings that were given, and come to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. As Yahushai said this, hold on there, get this verse. 1 John chapter 5 and verse 17. It says, all unrighteousness is sin, and not is sin. Sin is a transgression of the law. It says, and there is a sin not unto death. We know that whosoever is born of God sinneth not, but he that is begotten of God keepeth himself, and that wicked one toucheth him not, which is the devil. It says, and him do it too, by the philosophies when push out there. Says, and we know that we are of God, and the whole world lieth in wickedness. And that's what the Most High brought us out from, a whole we call it a cosmos, if you will, that lie in wickedness, because most of it from the idea kind of spread my branch or connections. I talk to people from over the world. I've experienced people from even South Africa the other day. I see, oh shit. Alright, yeah, I see certain custom, I see certain culture is still get preserved, but I see the fucking westernized mentality still exists. Like this shit polluted the whole earth. Which the scripture tells us that the devil might go about deceiving the whole earth and him pollute. Scripture even says the day before the nations are mad. Them drunk, and him have a little time when him rule, but based upon him little hero when him rule, him deceive everybody. For the most part, there's an exception to the rule. But almost everybody get deceived. The breed like the average nation, them not even know them nationality themselves. That's how bad it gone. People don't even know right from wrong for the most part. Because what they think is right is actually wrong. And what them think is wrong is actually right. And one of the main instigator for that is Christianity. Because it shun the true principles of the Bible. And promote folly, as is written, folly is set in great dignity. So we know we'll come to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, have to let go of all these teachings, all these understandings that we previously had, basically, become a new man, right? This is Matthew chapter 18, start at 1. It says, at the same time came disciples unto Yahushua, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahushua called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted, and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. So it's about coming down low, and having a full readiness to relearn it, and knowing that we think we know bullshit. As Scripture say, I'm trying to buy it. It says if you think you know nothing, you know shit, right? because the wisdom of this world is foolishness to the Most High. Right? All our people highly exalted and think, hey, this is wisdom and this is, high, of high esteem. The scripture tell you that which is highly esteemed among man is abomination beside that of the Most High. Because look what's promoted in society: transgender, or gender neutrality, or some fucker them call it. Woman liberation. Right? You're like, what is this? They pre like even people who are supposed to be successful when it come on to like business, some bunch of thief, murderer, corruption. It's not just dealings. Scripture speaks about riches got by ill-gotten dealings, for roughly paraphrase it. That's how people for the most part get rich in the society, which is wrong. And you come up, you grow in a culture where promote these things, where things go happen. By default, your mind will be like it. But where if you learn these things, and become as a little child, it's written. Verse 4 is whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Why? Because we learn, learn everything we're taught in the world, and now we basically learn of the scriptures the right way. Right? Last precept I want to get is let's see, Romans 12 and verse 1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that he present your bodies a living sacrifice. Like even the usually we say Yahweh just now. We grow upon Jehovah. Or God we understand, call him what you want. No, that's wickedness. You see me? The name of the Most High is one. And him give him name, Yahweh, which is supposed to use. The scripture tell you clearly, he that call upon the name of the Most High, Yahweh shall be saved. So it's not no call him who you want or you understand. That's in the Bible. He's like, may go anyway. And me introduce myself. Name is Zach. Anybody I call me what they want. I'm not paying no man. I find that disrespectful as well. I already introduce myself to you. Fuck you want to call me what you want. Wait till me have a name. And if me I walk on the road right now, me hear somebody say John. Me not do back. Me no name John. You see me? It says that he present your body as a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. It says, and be not conformed to this world. So the way this world said, don't follow it. The scripture speaks about them that worship the beast and his image and receive his mark, being destroyed. Because the way of society which is being ruled by the beast, is enmity with the Most High, as is written. He that is a friend with this world is an enemy of the Most High. Why? God earlier teach rebellion against the Most High. Therefore, we can't follow the ways of this world. It's to find ourselves being enmity with the Most High, the Creator. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So mind get refreshed. We get brainwashed, so to speak. Delete everything that we were taught. So this a bullshit, this a bullshit, this a bullshit. It's like you press Control A. You see me? Man, just delete. Right? If you select everything and just delete. That is all bullshit. It's learned from the scriptures. So the scripture says I'm supposed to behave as a man. So the scripture say a woman supposed to behave and a woman follow that. When I get it to the T, especially in these wicked ass flesh, but we try. To the best of your ability. Right? It says, but being transformed by the renewing of your mind, that he may prove what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Shai. And that's it. Because the ways of the Most High is the right way. But the ways of the world that we're brought upon, that we're taught, is all error. You know, right? So we have to learn that. So, that's the lesson. Hope it's edifying to look out there. Giving all praise to our boy, how about Shem Rashai, about Shem Kodash. The 102 elders and apostles, the great millstone. Shalom to the full deck. Shalom.